The chimp paradox. Professor Steve Peters introduces a transformative concept. Inside every human mind exists a conflict between two systems, your rational self and an emotional, impulsive creature he calls the chimp. This metaphor serves as the foundation of the entire book, which is less a clinical psychology manual and more a life-changing conversation between reader and author. Through vivid storytelling, practical scenarios, and emotional insight, Peters builds a model for managing your mind, improving decision-making, and unlocking performance in both personal and professional life. The story begins with a relatable picture. You're in a high-stakes situation, maybe at work, in a relationship, or facing a health challenge, and although you know the rational response, you suddenly feel overwhelmed, angry, defensive, or panicked. Later, you wonder, why did I act that way? Peters tells us it wasn't you, it was your chimp. This creature, lodged in the limbic brain, acts quickly, emotionally, and often irrationally. Its primary role is survival, but in modern life, it often causes more harm than help. To make sense of this, Peters introduces the mind management model, which divides the brain into three parts: the human, your rational self; the chimp, your emotional self; and the computer, a storage system of habits, beliefs, and automatic responses. These parts are always interacting, and whichever one accesses the computer first tends to win. Through compelling stories of Olympic athletes, business leaders, and everyday people, Peters shows how most of our daily challenges stem from letting the chimp take control unchecked. One particularly striking story involves a top-tier athlete who struggles with confidence before competitions. Despite world-class training, his performance suffers due to anxiety and self-sabotage. Peters doesn't throw motivational slogans at him. Instead, he helps the athlete recognize that his fear is the chimp acting out. The solution isn't to toughen up, but to understand, soothe, and manage the chimp. This shift from confrontation to compassion becomes a recurring theme throughout the book. Peters emphasizes that you cannot get rid of your chimp, nor should you try to. The chimp is not bad, it's just not always helpful. Its emotional instincts are powerful, and when understood, they can even serve you. But if you pretend it's not there, it will hijack your decisions, relationships, and happiness. Through reflective exercises and internal dialogues, Peters teaches readers how to have a relationship with their chimp, almost like managing a difficult but important team member. The book takes a turn when it begins to explore how the chimp stores values and beliefs. Often, it clings to outdated or irrational ideas picked up early in life, such as, "I must please everyone," or "I can't fail." These beliefs shape emotional responses in real time. Peters shares stories of clients who learn to reprogram their computers, not by brute force but by repetition, clarity, and emotional resonance. It's not enough to know better, you must feel the new belief enough that even your chimp accepts it. Relationships are another area where the chimp wreaks havoc. Peters shares stories of couples, colleagues, and family members who spiral into conflict because they're reacting from their emotional brains. A simple disagreement turns into a full-blown argument not because of content, but because one or both chimps feel threatened. He teaches how to defuse these situations, not by winning arguments, but by managing emotional triggers and responding with human thinking once the storm has passed. In a poignant chapter, Peters talks about grief and trauma, not as pathologies, but as natural responses from the chimp when life breaks its sense of safety or fairness. He shares how people can support themselves and others during these periods, not by rushing healing but by creating a safe internal space where the chimp can be heard without being indulged. It's a subtle but powerful distinction. Managing doesn't mean suppressing, it means guiding. Performance becomes a key focus in later chapters, especially in elite environments like sports or business. Peters coaches clients to use visualization and scenario planning to prepare the chimp ahead of time. If your chimp knows what to expect, it's less likely to panic. He shares the story of a tennis player who mentally walks through every possible scenario, including losing the first set, so when it happens, she doesn't spiral. Her chimp stays calm because it's not surprised. One of the book's most memorable sections is about gremlins and goblins. beliefs in the computer that either serve or sabotage us. Gremlins are unhelpful but removable, goblins are more deeply embedded, often formed in childhood, and require careful, long-term rewiring. Peters walks through the story of a man whose goblin belief is that he's never enough, no matter what he achieves. The man's journey to rewrite that script is emotional and rewarding, showing the kind of deep change that's possible with awareness and patience.